someone did decide to go ahead and respond to my nihilism and first worldism video. Of course, this person, by the name of Rebel Absurdity, didn't bother to actually pay attention to what the video was actually about. I wasn't there to describe what nihilism was. I was trying to describe the effects that people who identify as nihilists are having on Marxism. And of course, as per usual, he'd start with insulting my hair in the description, talking down kind of tone of voice, and generally being arrogant. I mean, that's just standard procedure for people like this. He proceeds to spend the time explaining what nihilism is. Okay, well, that's really not what I was doing, and of course I had to proceed from the premise that I didn't know what nihilism was, and then proceed to investigate. The point of the video was not to carry out an investigation. Marx actually does make a moral argument, as a better world is, pretty much is a moral argument. See, yes, I do acknowledge that morals are a social construct. That doesn't mean that morals can't exist, or that you can't have a moral position. Yes, I can have a moral position, and morals are not bourgeois. There's something called bourgeois moralism, whereas, like, using violence against the system is considered wrong, but the system using violence against you isn't considered wrong. There's just a small example. That would be bourgeois moralism. So yes, Marx does make a moral position, and yes, you can still have a moral position if you're not a shitty human being. And then proceeds to, at one point, to say, yeah, well, he doesn't know anything about Marxism. Yeah, LOL, doesn't demonstrate that. And he goes, the whole point of my video was to actually say, people who are Marxists, who identify as nihilists, do they go around calling themselves nihilists, these Marxists, engage in actual revolutionary work? No. Do they engage in trolling, meme-making, sabotage, throwing insults at people? Yes. Do they forward the revolutionary science of Marxism? No. That was the whole point of my video. Just because you ramble on for 9 minutes about what nihilism is, doesn't disprove what I was saying about the uselessness of first worldist Marxism. This is a frequent problem with a lot of pseudo-intellectuals on the internet. They try to find this one little thing to attack you on and try to demonstrate how they have so much more knowledge on you, as though somehow that makes them right. He's literally arguing something that I wasn't even talking about. I wasn't talking about what nihilism is or isn't. I was talking about the effects that people who identify as nihilists, Marxists who identify as nihilists, on the actual cause of building communism. So, of course, he completely, entirely missed the point of the video. Instead, decided to nitpick the definition of it and try to poke holes in a theory or a description of nihilism that I wasn't particularly actually giving. And if I was to be as equally dishonest, I would then turn around and say all of this describing nihilism is a justification for people engaging in blatantly anti-revolutionary activity while calling themselves revolutionaries.